righty. How's everyone doing? Just going to be a short live stream. I'm just going to pop on here and see if anybody needs help with anything. Let me see. And we got a new member. Thank you, Miss Nims. Keely, what are you doing here? My wife. Okay, so I'm going to pop on here. If anybody has any questions, just let me know in the chat and I'll address them. If you guys are popping in here, just let me know where you're from and say hey. And let me see. I'm going to pop on a couple of other. Hey, how are you doing? Welcome to the club. Put that up there for a minute and leave that up there. How's that? And how'd you hear about us? So you're in the membership. Email me at, let me pop my email up here for you real quick. Oh, Ontario. Cool. So y'all are getting cold already? Well, I guess y'all can hear me. All right, cool. So all the chat was lagging on my end with the software that I'm using. It's just coming in now. So what's up, Jelly Duck? Okay, how are you? Pigeon Prepper, what's up? Let me pop everybody's name up here for a minute, whoever's popping in here. And if I miss you, just forgive me. It's been a while since I live stream, so I'm trying to get used to everything again. Hawaii, cool. Mark, how are you doing? Indiana. We did some work up in Normal, Indiana one time. Snow already. Whoa. I don't like the snow. Florida, Space Coast. My brother used to live out there near Melbourne. So what's everyone doing? Is everyone growing? Has everybody been watching the daily 1 minute quick shorts that I've been putting out? Kind of watching what we're doing. Idaho. Awesome. Where else? Kansas. What's up, Glenn? Glad you made it through the storm. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. It's like we said, it kind of dodged a bullet. It was heading like towards us and kind of moved to the side, and we caught there's like a good side and bad side to be on the storm, and we were on the good side. Titusville. Okay, cool. Yeah, we've been through there a couple of times. About to start micros. Awesome. Yeah, if everybody's doing microgreens, this is if some of you guys are going into the winter months. And I was just talking to someone from True Leaf Market, and that's where I get all my microgreen seeds from. And we were talking about it getting cold for some people down here in Florida. We're like lucky because we can grow almost all year long. And there's a couple of weeks in January, February, it depends on the year, but where it gets like really cold and we can't grow anything, or we just have to cover everything up. And last year we went for a hard freeze was like 1 day, and it like killed all our tomato plants and everything. We decided to leave everything out because it was only going to freeze for 1 day, but it got cold enough to like just knock everything out. But if you're like somewhere where it's getting cold, like Canada, you can grow microgreens inside. And if you use like our downspouts, next time I come on, I'll be prepared. I'll put up little slides and everything for us to look at. But if you grow in our downspouts and everything, you can take your microgreens, transfer them into there. If you've got some grow lights set up, you can go ahead and grow baby greens, and you can keep this process going over and over, and you can just keep a lot of food going. I've actually got, I'll do up a video, and there's a lot of different people have sent me like pictures, and we've got a Facebook group called Keep On Growing, and they post pictures over there. But they're growing stuff like in the basement and everything. And some people have a real cool setup on the wire racks and that. And I'm going to share some of that stuff with all of y'all. Maryland, awesome. Starting an indoor garden. Yep. That's cool. If you got the space, I mean, that's the way to go. You can control a whole lot of things, your humidity, the pest, lighting, and everything if you're growing indoors. So if you got room, it's hydroponics is like the way to go. Oregon, awesome. So you're on the other side of the United States. Is this a good time for everyone? I'm on the East Coast, so this is about 9 o'clock. I figure if we do 9, people over on the West Coast at 6 o'clock. I know some people on the other side of the planet, we can it's kind of hard to just please everyone. But I don't want to come on too early and like 6 o'clock and people are still like out at work and everything. Let's see. How is the bucket tower doing? It's doing pretty good right now. If you watch my daily little shorts that we're doing, I've got just the reservoir and one tank on top of it, one bucket, and I've got that filled up with kale right now. And I could have had four, but you guys remember we had the storm, so I had a bunch of kale. I was going to let everything go in a storm and then start over. And Keely saw that I had dino kale, and we haven't had that in a while. We had a whole lot of the curly kale, and she got a little upset that I was just going to let it go and start over. So I brought those inside. I brought, what room I had inside of here. I brought those in when the storm went over. We had like 30, 40 mile an hour winds and that. And then I took it back out. And so I didn't have enough to do like a full tower, with 3 buckets on top. So I've only got one right now just filled up with that. I didn't want to just leave a bunch of empty holes and have it doing. So that was the cool thing about that bucket garden is that you can take 1, 2, 3, you can set it up and you can pull them apart. And I left the hose. I didn't cut the hose when I made it small so that if I ever want to put the other 2 back on, all I have to do is stretch it up and put another riser in it and it's ready to go. Montana, how are you doing, Wendy? Good evening. We got a small corner of the basement set up with some Dutch buckets. Oh, that's cool. And an NFT system. That is awesome. Question. Let's see. Do you know where I can get 36-inch lights? The lights are the light bulbs, and that pretty much. I mean, almost everything that I get on Amazon. Are you looking for just specific grow lights? I know a lot of stuff comes in like 2 foot and 4 foot. Uh, if you can't find 36, are you wanting that because the racks? I think the racks are like 36 inches wide, right? Because you could just go with like 2 foot lights and kind of space it out and have like the bulk of your stuff right in the middle with it going just a little off on both sides. But yeah, it's I just look online. It's like some almost everything. If I can't find it on Amazon, it's pretty much I can't find it too much of anywhere else. Pennsylvania, how are you doing, Rachel? West Coast, awesome. Is it still light on the West Coast? 6 o'clock. Barbados, awesome. This is cool. All these people all around the world. I'm so excited to build one. Yeah, cool. Yeah, they're neat. I like doing that. And also there's if you guys watch on Hucho, if you can see his channel, he's built some with the 4-inch sewer pipes. So it's more like the what is that? The zip grower. They've got different kind of uh vertical farms and that vertical gardens. So there's all kinds of stuff out there. If you look on my channel, I've got one playlist that says like garden towers and it's got mine in there, but it's also got a couple other people where I was kind of looking when I was trying to figure out how to build one of these things. I tried the bucket system, works awesome. Awesome. How are you doing, Barbara? Let's see, Florida. Go through here. Hello, hello, Lisa and Michael, North Carolina. How are you doing? Who lives in up and around North Carolina? Is that CB from CB's Garden? Somewhere around there? Watering sparingly, keep the snails at bay. It can. They're just real tough and nasty. We've been messing around with them. We tried uh, throwing salt down around the edge and what else? Copper. They said put a little copper strip. So we put. I didn't want to buy a lot of copper or have our garden just look like it's real shiny, with copper everywhere. But I seen a couple snails and slugs just crawl right across that. Uh, but yeah, definitely if you can kind of keep the moisture down, it'll help out a bit. But it's snails and slugs are always a pain, especially with all of the brassicas and that we're growing. California, New Jersey, awesome. How are you doing? How cold is it up there in New Jersey and Illinois? Y'all tell me how cold it is. Plant Obsessed, I like that name. I use coffee grounds. Yeah, Keely took after we brew coffee, we go ahead and take that and just sprinkle all the grounds around. and they were all over we had strawberries. We have a whole strawberry patch, and they eat like about half the strawberries. They're just in there, and Sakili puts coffee grounds around that. Seem to work a lot better than the copper stuff. Barbara, let's see. M&K, how are you doing? Question for the downspouts. Being, let's say, using it for a couple of months, any concerns on standing water? Think of adding a pump, but not so sure. Yeah, you can always use a pump. This channel, and just so everybody knows, and lots of you who've been here, like following for years, you already know, but this channel's like dedicated to doing things cheap and easy, and just keeping things simple, because a lot of people, you guys know this, if you looked up hydroponics, and if you go on YouTube and you just search it, you start finding a couple videos, you go, oh, that one's cool, and start looking at it, and all of a sudden you're down the rabbit hole and you're spending hours, and there's all these different people. I know, we're all creators and we want to make videos and we want people to watch them. So a lot of people get out there and try to act like they know everything, and they try to cram all this information in. So you get information overload, and then you run out and you go start buying the stuff, or buying on Amazon, or if you go up to the hydroponic shop, they start saying, well, you need this and this and this and this, and people get all of this stuff and they didn't learn the basics and learn how to do it, and they get home and they try it, and a lot of people just fail, and then they're like, I spent all this money and I grew like $12 worth of lettuce, it's not worth it, and they get discouraged and they quit and they don't try anything else. So I try to keep everything as simple as can be. It's the Like I keep saying, this is the ABCs, the one, two, threes. This is where you come in, you learn the basics and you master that. That's just like you go to school. You don't teach kids calculus in kindergarten, right? You got to learn addition, subtraction, multiplication. You got to learn your basics first. And then you do that over and over until it's just like second nature. Then you can go out and learn other things. So I don't put it on this channel. A lot of people ask about, like tomatoes and all kinds of other things. But basically, I want you guys to learn how to grow greens. I want you to master that, because when you do that and you keep doing it over and over, you're going to be happy. You're going to have fun. You're going to see all different kinds. There's loads of different greens and herbs and that you can grow. And when you master that, then you can add on other things. And like I said, I'm over here trying to be like the dumbest gardener in the world, is because I know what I can do. I know what I know, and I know all the stuff that I've been growing. It's on my channel for like the last 5 years. And if everybody knew at least what I did and they could master that and then go out and learn more than me, then the whole world will know at least how to grow some of their own food. I would be happy with that. So anything that you hear, like pumps, filters, aeration, any extra thing that you can do, it's better. I'm teaching the basics. This is like guerrilla growing. It's just to get you guys, get your foot in the door, get you excited, have fun, and then from there you can grow. So if you can put like a little aeration in it, it's always a little better. If you want to put pumps, I actually have a small NFT system. I might hook it back up. It works really good. It's just when we get going on the road, working, which we haven't done in a couple of years, so I might set mine back up. But I would come back, if the pump went off, everything would be dead. So, um, yeah, if you can do that, and that's probably like too long of an answer, but I tend to ramble. Sun is setting in Oregon. Let me try to catch up here. Thank you. Okay, Keely's answering some questions. Thank you, Keely. Going down to 32 tonight. Cool. It's going to be a little chilly. We broke out the blankets last night. 54, 20 last night. Really chilly. Posted on Facebook today, started the third and using the black toolbox. Oh, yeah. Okay. I saw that with, if y'all go in our Facebook group, it's Keep On Growing, and Keely will let you in or whatever. But what do you have? Toolboxes, and you kind of just put some holes in it, and she's kind of turn them into grow boxes and that. And were those pictures, were yours the ones where you had a bunch of different coffee jars or mason jars or something else too? I'm trying to think. I see so many pictures and everything. It's kind of hard to keep everything straight. Going down to 37, 50s and 60s. Yeah, the 50s and 60s, like awesome weather. I started 33-inch pipes, 25 holes on Sunday. Awesome. I'm excited to see how the lettuce will turn out. Cool. Well, keep us posted. Whenever y'all see my videos and that, even if it doesn't have anything to do with that, if you guys have any wins, you're growing something, you're proud of it and happy, just let me know in the comments. I love seeing, everyone, if like I said, even if it doesn't have anything to do with the video that we're doing, just let me know that, you guys are doing good. Agreed. What do you do with the 2x3 downspout? What do I do with it? I started out with the 2x3 downspout. Uh, those are a little thinner. The 3x4s are thicker, and that's what I don't get any algae in it. The 2x3 ones are actually a little thinner, so light gets in there, and sometimes I'd get some algae. But as your plants grow bigger, you're gonna have to refill it a lot more often. And if your plants grow tall, they can tip over, so you have to strap them down. I've got one video. I might do another one. Maybe I'll do it on a short this week, but there's all kinds of ways to strap it down. Some people printed little brackets. There's brackets that go on the side of your wall that hold the downspouts. Me and Keely took those and put them on our handrail, screwed them down into the handrail, and then they clipped into that. Now, the only thing is they can still wobble a little bit. That kind of helped it. But what I like doing is getting cheap cotton strapping, any kind of strapping that you can get, and I just staple it to one side of my handrail. I stretch it around, staple it on the other side, and it holds it really tight. And then when I want to take it down and clean it and change it, all I gotta do is pull those staples out and I use them over and over. I've got some. If you guys see my ladder system out front, you see like little strips hanging down, and they've got like mold in that on them. They've been on there so long. I just leave them on there. They've been on there like a couple of years, and they haven't rotted or anything. Let's see, Keely. Oh yeah, the beer was a good snail trap. The only thing is that it's like really nasty if you go out there after a couple days or whatever. If you have beer and if you got a lot of slugs and snails, you will have a load of them in there, and they'll all be drowned and dead. And if you don't take care of it like every day, it gets really smelly. But it works like excellent. Let's see, unspent versus spent coffee works. Yeah, um, both of them kinda work. You can use the, unused coffee, the fresh, but, you wanna be careful throwing too much of it into your garden. You can change acidity, and, that's why we like to use, like, the old one, but, definitely you can use that. We do that once in a while, but I don't throw as much around. I'm just real sparingly with it. Keely, let's see. It's really exciting to learn this, especially in a place where it's often cold and veggies are expensive. Yeah, cool. Like I said, if you've got any questions, just let us know. I still didn't pop my email up here real quick. Hold on one second. So y'all take a screenshot of this if you need. I'll put this up for a minute. Keep on growing one, gmail.com. Don't forget the one right there. Keep on growing back 5 years ago when I started was taken and it suggested this and I just took it. So it's keep on growing. And a lot of people email me and they miss this right here and I never get the email and they get a little frustrated, but y'all take a little screenshot of that. And if you need anything, just email me over there and I'll get back to you. Ready? Nice to meet you. Yes, nice to meet you too. This is cool. Yeah, so just take a look around. Like I said, I've got the daily shorts. I'm doing that. I hope that people will come on instead of watching like an hour-long video, whatever, and just watch so you can see how everything's growing. And if stuff doesn't go right, I'll show you that too. You'll just see what we go through on a daily basis. And then people like after I do about 30 days, I'll have that up. And then on down the road, I can just say, hey, go look at that series of videos. It's 1 minute a piece. So 30, that'd be 30 minutes long. With 30 minutes, they can see the plants as they grow, kind of like a time lapse. But I also give like a little helpful tip or something each day. At least I try to, instead of just like, here's the bok choy, here's the lettuce. Try to give a little bit of a tip. And I'm just hoping that'll be something people can go back another resource and check that out again. What's up, Michael Sean Carter? How are you doing? Fishponics, YouTube. Yeah, if anybody, I don't get into aquaponics because I'm afraid I'm going to kill all the fish. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, like with off-grid hydroponics that we do. We mix up, like I use a master blend. You mix up your nutrients, you put them in a container, you put your plants in, and pretty much that's it. You just keep it refilled in that. When you get into aquaponics, you have to watch different levels besides just like I don't monitor my EC or the pH and everything. When you're messing around with animals and fish, you're gonna have to keep an eye on the pH. You're gonna have to keep an eye on your EC levels. You're gonna have to just watch because what happens is you're not putting nutrients in, so you got fish poop breaking down, and the plants are eating that, and then the plants are returning it back to there's nitrates and nitrites, and you've got this whole learning curve you have to go through, and there's this different balance that goes on, and when it's working, it works really well. But if you accidentally get it off, like all your plants can die or all your fish can die. And I just don't want to like come on one day and like 4 dozen fish would be dead or something. So that's a lot of responsibility on me. Some other people, they know how to do it. There's a lot of work that goes into it. I just don't have, the time or patience for it. Like I said, I'm a lazy gardener. I'm the dumbest gardener. I'm trying to teach you guys the easiest way to do it. And I just aquaponics just doesn't do it for me, but it works really well for other people. A bunch of mixed seeds in my bearded garden tank too, and she loves it. Oh, that's cool. We had a bearded dragon for a little while. We had to rescue one. Somebody was like just moved and just left it, and we kept him for a while till we found a home. He's a pretty cool little guy. Let's see, I was growing arugula in the downspouts on my bay window to get a lot of sunshine in my cars or cats. Is that your cats or your cars? Your cats started eating them. I didn't know the cats like arugula. Keely likes that. She likes taking arugula and putting um a little, I think she puts a little olive oil, a little lemon juice, a little garlic, or she cooks up shrimp, hot oil, olive oil, lemon, garlic, and then takes it and dumps it over the arugula and it wilts the arugula and it's pretty good. Yeah, cats. Okay. Well, got to grow enough for you and your cats. My 9-year-old son loved Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh yeah, cool. Appreciate Keely. Did you see that? He says 9-year-old son loved that. Keely does. She's my wife. She does the random rock paints. You see it in my community tab sometimes. And she did the Nightmare Before Christmas. It's pretty cool. I'm following your channel, Florida Sun. How are you doing? I'm very much happy for the outcome of my first growing cane. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. Just be careful because in Florida, we're not really allowed to grow that. I had to get rid of mine. Cool deal. Tell Tish we said hey too. I have a problem with my neighbor's outdoor cats. Yeah, Newman or a gun. Okay. Let's see. Am I catching up here or am I way behind? For bok choy and lettuce, I need to improve because I use recycled empty plastic containers, bottles, but nutrient solution has algae. Yeah, just basically the more light you can keep out. It's like algae's like your plants and they need light, they need food, and they need the right temperature. And so your plants need the right temperature. So there's not much you can do about that. Your plants need food. You got it. So you have food in there, and the only thing you can really control is light. Your plants on the outside they have light, and on the inside, if you can keep out as much light as possible. Sometimes even if we have it blacked out a little, what you can do is take your container, put your hand around the opening where you can have your plant and actually close it up and make sure you close it so no light's getting in anywhere and look. And if you see like light coming through there, if it's not like black, then there's enough light to come in to like let algae at least start to grow. And if a lot of light's getting in there, then it can just proliferate. But just try to keep as much light as you can out. Would a weak version of nutrients hurt my house plants? I'm not sure. Everything has different, like I said, we're using this, for the stuff we grow, the leafy greens and everything. So if your house plants, there's just that it's like blueberries, like things a little more acidic, and beans are more, they uh, release nitrogen in that and don't need as much. There's different things. So, as far as just a house plant, you're just gonna have to either just mess with it or, kind of look it up and see if it's about the same proportions as what we're using inside of the master blend. Walmart has a $20 shop light. Oh, cool. 5,000 and 5,000 lumens. Works very well. Awesome. Appreciate that. That's a good tip. Y'all check out Walmart if you want. That's the ones that I was using. I actually have one right over there, the little fan one. I got 2 for 20 bucks. That was kind of messed up because I did a video. I said I found it on Amazon. I said, "This is cool, everybody. It's 2 for 20 bucks and you can grow, loads of microgreens and this and that." And people started ordering, and they automatically, just when they start seeing orders rolling in, they must have had it low to kind of get interest. They like jacked it up another 10 bucks. But there, if you keep an eye out for it, what y'all can do, if you can wait too, if you can just scrape by right now, October. So we've got like a month. We got another week left, and then we've got so it's about 4 weeks till Thanksgiving, right? We got Black Friday coming up. Walmart, Amazon, everybody has Black Friday sales in that. Home Depot, uh, Lowe's. Last year, they had just tons of different LED lights go on sale. And if you guys are just getting started, instead of going and spending 60, 80, 90, $120, on grow lights, especially if you're just growing microgreens, save your money, wait till Black Friday, and you can probably get twice as many lights, for the same price. Uh, Everywhere they've had they're either garage lights, we've got LED lights are going inside now too, where we have retrofit. If you have a certain light, they're making it easy where you can pull it out instead of like having to rewire things like we used to do. When LED things first came out, they have it where you can just unscrew the light bulb and the trim kit fits in the old one, and it just screws in. It's got a wire and it looks like a little light bulb fitting, and it screws right into the light bulb, so you don't have to rewire anything. So you can actually find some LED things that will screw into one of those little clamp lights. That's what I use. I was just looking, I've got mine over there. I didn't want to run and get it, but you can just screw it into there and shoot that down. So that's what we always wait till, right around um Black Friday. I think they have Cyber Monday. They might have some more, but this past year, and this year might be the same too, because the economy is like, and people are like holding on to their money. They might have some really good sales, and if they have too much product, these things will still be on sale. So if you don't want to say, well, I want to go shopping for gifts, and I don't want to be standing in line at Home Depot, uh, they still had these things like a week later, and I think into January, they still had some. They had so many, so there's no telling how many they might get this time. But that's what I would do, because that's all you need if you're going to grow. If you're trying to grow things, to fully mature vegetables and that inside your garage, you need like a load of light. But if you're just growing microgreens and you want to grow them to the baby green stage, and you guys have seen my lettuce, right? You check out like my videos, go on my channel, and I think there's one video that says gardener grows massive amounts of lettuce. That was with some grow lights. I'm setting up 4-channel NFT. Oh, that's going to be cool for the winter. Got 2 high bay LED lights, and hopefully it works. Already planning my big crack key sprout for spring. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait for spring again. Testing out a little of everything. That's cool. DRC. That's what I did, like with everything. A lot of people are out there. I know it's a little scary if you've never done it before, and they just get one little thing and try something, and they're getting frustrated, it doesn't work. But try a lot of different things, because we all live in different environments. We have different conditions where we're at. Something that works really easy for me might not be easy for you, and then you might find something that you like even better, than what I've been doing. But just always experiment and everything on explants and hydroponics. Fine hydroponics does much better. Yeah, yeah, it sure does. I can't sell a copyright in my Etsy shop. Oh, okay. Keela's talking about um, her rocks. Yeah, we try not to do that. We're artists, and Keely's been painting for like 25, 30 years. And all the time we've always had people like asking us, so we'll paint a couple here and there, but we try not to, do anything that's copyright. We've done that way before. Next time I will use a styro box like I did with my King Kong one. Thanks for all the tips. Hey, no problem. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and let me know how that goes. I got a lot of people that ask about that too. The styrofoam boxes. I built 4-tower aquaponic. Oh, cool. Out of PVC after seeing your bucket and continue to utilize them. Let's see. Have you continued to utilize them or moved on? Um, the tower garden. Yeah, if you I was saying in the beginning of this video that I had kale. We had some and I didn't have enough to fill the whole thing up. So I took the top two buckets off. So I've got like a reservoir and one bucket and it's all full of kale right now. If you go and look on my channel, there's one playlist and it says daily shorts or daily updates. I forgot what I called it, but it's all the 1-minute videos. And one of them's got that on there. I'll take another picture of it another day, but we're growing dino kale in there right now. And it's doing pretty cool. You're awesome, bro. Hey, cool. Appreciate it, Scott. How are you doing? Green leaf. I second that, Mike. Oh, cool. Guys, you guys are all awesome. Why do my sprouts die after a week of being put in the solution? There's a couple of things. So it takes a little practice and go on my videos and look way back. I've been doing this for like 5 years making videos and probably 2 or 3 years before I even got onto YouTube. But if you can master that, like I said, I just did a video, the little microgreens, that's like the secret to everything because you can go out to Home Depot, you can go out to Lowe's or Walmart or your local nursery and you can go buy transplants, right? And you can come in and wash off the roots, put them in there. That's what on the daily shorts, I've got some leaf lettuce growing right now like that. And I got some romaine, but right, the prices have gotten so high. It's we went out in like a 6-pack, was used to be like $3.98. It's $5.98 now. A little 4-inch pot or something was like $9.98 for like one plant. And by the time you do that, I mean, if you're going to grow that like a head of romaine, you can just go get a head of romaine at the store. So the microgreens, they take a little bit of work, but once you do it, you get the hang of it, and you've got to figure out. Like in the beginning, I would start with pak choy, even if you're not going to eat pak choy. Some people don't eat it or bok choy. Test it in different things and experiment, but it's a hardy plant and it's easy to grow. And that's why I'm doing it on the daily shorts. When you pull it out, uh, it's real easy to pull out. It's got nice roots. The stem is pretty tough when it's a microgreen. So you put it inside the pool noodles and you don't have to worry about squeezing them too hard. If you get stuff like lettuce, like leaf lettuce, anything that's like really tender and you put it in and it's constricting it a little, even that pool noodle, even though it doesn't feel like it's squeezing too hard, if you're a little teeny micrograin, it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure. So you guys just be careful with that. What I like to do if the plant's got some leaves on it, if the leaves gotten a little big, is even if you get them big enough where most of the leaves are what's holding it in and that the stem can still move freely. So I'll cut the little wedge in my pool noodle and I'll keep trim. If I put it in there and it feels a little tight, I'll cut a little piece out and cut a little piece out. Make sure you don't do it too tight. When you first put them out, don't put them in the direct sun. Don't leave them in the sun all day. I put mine where I start them out in the shade. The pak choy, you can start out in the sun like a couple of hours right off the bat. That's why I love the pak choy. Uh, Lettuces, spinach is real tough and finicky. But most of your greens like collards, kale, and everything, I'd go ahead and just start them. They take a little while longer, and you have to be a little careful with them. So if you take them the day you go to transplant them, when you go to take them and put them into the downspouts, don't do it like first thing in the morning and have them sitting there in that afternoon sun because they're moving from one medium to another and they're going to have to acclimate. That's like us. If we move somewhere, we're kind of upset and we don't like things and we have to get used to it, right? Your little plants, if you do that and then you leave them, you do it in the morning, which, we like to get out there. It's nice, and get working in our garden. And then you leave it out there and like the sun gets up and by then we're inside cleaning up and having lunch. Your little plants might be out there just baking and cooking. So We do ours in the evening, you know, if it's gonna be like 1 or 2 hours before the sun goes down, we'll go out there and plant some out, then they have all night to kinda get used to it and that, and then we leave them in the shade for a little while. So it's Keely. Now I know I'm way behind in the comments in that, guys, so let me see. Catnip. Yeah, plant some catnip. I got round high bay off Amazon. Hopefully it works. Okay, cool. You got some off Amazon too? Yeah, the ones that I had came from Amazon. They came in. DJ, what's up, DJ? Popping in. Lumamix, great idea. Cool. Alrighty. Let me see if I can read this. Do you have any ideas on how to put a light all the way around a 4-inch PVC pipe without any dark zones? Inside, not outdoors, growing setup. I don't have an efficient way to light around a cylinder. If you don't have enough lights, um, which way is it going? Is it going horizontal? Is it going vertical? And you can set your lights up. You know, if you've got it vertical, you can get the strip lights and just get the ones that have one instead of like two or four. Just get the one strip lights and put one at the front, one in the back, or get Mylar, the real cheap, you know, like the emergency blankets that you throw on. Yeah, for like 10 or 12 bucks or something. I think you can get like a pack of 10 of them, and they're real light and they open up and they reflect light like really well. So that's an easy way you can get that and wrap it around. Some people build a grow tents and that out of it. You've been so encouraging because of the experiment and what works. Cool. Let's see. We can't drop 5,000 on a crop thing. Yeah, yeah. You showed us how to do that. Hey, no problem. Appreciate it. That was me. So that's what, you know, like I said, I looked at that. I looked at the one from Juice Plus. I looked at, you know, a bunch of them, and uh, mainly you're growing a bunch of leafy greens. And I couldn't justify spending like almost $1,000 on something that I was gonna grow about $40 worth of, greens in that. Now, you know, the prices are up a little bit more, but I wanted to, find something because I had one from someone else and I put it out and it worked fine first couple of grows, and now it's just, like, falling apart. And you're thinking, "Wow, you spent hundreds of dollars and stuff in that," and I won't mention, which one that is, but, and then it's falling apart. So if you can build it like we built that one tower garden, for 68 bucks. And, it might be a little bit more now. The only thing I don't like, if you guys can find the buckets, like some of you went to, bakeries, delis and stuff like that. I know that most of those, if they've got like pickle buckets and things, they're kind of thick. The ones at Home Depot and Lowe's, that they used to be like only like 350, I think, when me and Keely used to paint, and they're about like 4 or 5 bucks or close to 7, some places. But have you guys noticed this? The buckets are like getting like really flimsy. They're like really, really thin. And before, like the bottom, I used to like cut them in that. It'd be nice and flat, and I'd cut a circle out. Now the bottom is like all wavy, and I try to cut it out, and it's just wanting to crinkle up, and it's like really thin and cheap. Cool. Appreciate it, Keely. Yeah, that's our Facebook group there. If anybody wants to jump on there, share what you're growing. If you've got questions, ask questions. Everybody loves to help each other over there. And I've got a couple of links down in the description. I've got the other channel, Making Money Old School. And if you guys want to, all of you guys are growing plants and everything, all of you can do a channel just like mine. You guys have been watching my videos. They're not that fancy. You guys have probably seen 100 other videos. So if you've got a phone and you can just film some of the stuff you're doing, go on over there and I'll explain how, you can put up a channel like this too and have extra revenue coming in every month. Every little bit helps, especially at times like this, right? But building a YouTube channel takes a little while, and you got to get monetized and blah, blah, blah. And I explain that over there. But there's other things you can do, like my online course and my ebook. I give that to people so they can sell it too. I'm just trying to help some people out, so, if you need help, just check those out and just come on over there. I'm going to be live streaming over there tomorrow, and we'll be talking about all this stuff. So it's fun. And the more we can help each other, the better, right? How are the buckets doing? Let's see. Yeah, I just went over that, right? Let's see. I water my sprouts with full strength solution and they don't get nutrient burn when I plant to the downspouts. Yeah, I just use my full strength too. I used to start off with like half strength or whatever. Now I just fill up my downspouts, my regular 12 grams, 12 grams. I just my usual proportion, and I just take my microgreens and just put them over there. I start with a seed starting mix and plant them out like really quick. As soon as they're big enough to go in a pool noodle, I plant them out. All right, hey, what's up? He's in our group and everything too. Let's see. Bushcrafter. Yeah, I'm pretty much left on Facebook. Haven't been on there in months. Yeah. Okay. So you sent an email. Are you talking to Keely? They're doing great. I talked to Mike. Let's see. If I get lost, Keely will fill me in a little later on everything. My bucket farm full of peppers. Awesome. It's coming 27 degrees the past 3 nights and now back out, growing out indoors. Yeah. Cool. What kind of peppers? I had some daddle peppers. They look like little scorpion peppers. They're like uh, about 60 times hotter than a jalapeno. They're not too bad, but we made some pepper sauce. It's good. I have one foot left on Facebook. Yeah. Yeah. Facebook's a mess. Firehouse Sub sells their pickle buckets. Yeah. Let's see. Firehouse. Where did we get? What's that other one? Larry's. Uh, but I don't know if they do it all the time. I just happened to, they had a stack of them and the manager was there, like sold them to me for like $1 a piece. Find a friend who works a night shift at Dunkin' Donuts. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they have tons of icing in that there, right? Yeah, they go through buckets and buckets of icing each night. We've got we got 3 Dunkin' Donuts within like 5 miles of us. Let's see, I sat on the lid on a brand new bucket the other day and cracked in the lid to be yeah, it's crazy. That's what we used to take them because me and Keela would paint, and if I didn't, you're not supposed to do this, and nobody do this, but if I just need to reach up and get something, I'm at the height where 8 feet, I can just if I was like 2 inches taller, I could reach 8 feet. So instead of running and get the ladder, sometimes I have the bucket and I just stand on the bucket real quick. You're not supposed to do that, but I just, to get a little something. But I won't stand on these buckets. They just look like they're thin and like I said, they used to be nice and flat and really easy to work with. And now if you look at the bottom's all wavy and like you can almost see through it. Everything is cheap and so expensive. Yeah, exactly. I grew bok choy and harvested my 3 plants at different stages. Cool. Yeah, Phyllis, that's awesome. What you buy at the store isn't bitter, but the plants I grew had a bitter taste. Did I do something wrong? No, it might just be like the one that you got. See, the ones at the store, they bred to be a certain way, and most people around here don't eat a whole lot of bok choy. And what they do is they're usually just going to cut it up and throw it in a stir fry. When you go and just grow the different varieties and that, they have different flavors, different taste. You probably didn't do anything wrong. Uh, was it at all 3 different stages? Was it bitter at all 3 stages? If it was, then it was probably just the plant, the variety that you had. I made so much pesto the other day from my hydro. Yeah, that's one thing. Beginners, um, basil is like one of the easiest ones. If you've never done it before, basil, you can get it. You can even just go get our Publix has like the ones in a little pot in the produce section. You can get that, take clippings off it. You can rinse it off and use the roots. You can, clip it and just keep proliferating it. You can, it, it's hard to go wrong with basil. And if you love, like I said, pesto, also, we took a little bit somebody told me about this. We took it, rinsed off, dried it, and rolled it up, um, and put it in the freezer, and we saved some, so if we wanted to make a little pesto later, it's not good as fresh, but if you wanna do things like using the recipes or throwing in spaghetti sauce in that, it did, okay. I finally got some lettuce to start on my second leaf stage. Cool. A fan and a real sunshine seems to have kept random mold at bay. Yeah, sun helps. I also use plain TP as my grow pad. Cool. Always thinking of something in the wicking shop table. Okay, that's cool. Awesome. Scotch bonnets. Okay, cool. Awesome. I like it. What else? Death spirals, lemon drops, scorpions. Yeah, scorpions, fish peppers, jigsaws, and a few others. Okay, so you got it going on. Have you ever met Dave Schramm from Gr- grown at home in West Virginia? I think something like that. Grown at home somewhere. I think it was West Virginia. And he used to pop by this channel on that. He like works at Ace Hardware, but during the day at his home, he's got like loads and loads of pepper plants, and he grows them, and then he takes them and dries them, and he makes chili powder. I actually bought a couple of those; they were pretty good. Yes. Okay. Yeah, it might just be that particular variety. What did you have? I like Shiro, and I haven't been able to find that. If you guys see that around anywhere, let me know. That was the one it had real thick white stems, so it had the leaves, if you, like, cut it up in your soup, the leaves would wilt, but then you had this real thick, crunchy thing. If you guys have had kimchi, who has likes kimchi? Um, it was pretty cool having these big white crunchy bits inside of your soup and that stir fries too. Coco, how are you doing? So glad I made it in time on the watch. Hey, welcome. What you growing, Coco? I'm freezing pesto and already have froze 1 gallon Ziploc bag of basil leaves. Yep, cool. We love basil. Shrinkflation. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm sure it's been asked, but how many hours do you suggest indoor bok choy and lettuce? How many hours do you suggest for indoor bok choy and lettuce? Do you mean how many hours of light? If you're talking about light, most of my stuff I turn off about 6 hours at night. I usually have a little timer. So I just keep it on like 18 hours, turn it off like 6 hours. Chicken banana peppers. Yeah, Keela can't have any too hot. I smoke my peppers and oh cool, that sounds good. And you make the pepper too. Okay, cool. No, I haven't seen that channel. Awesome. We went to Denver one time and only once, but the one time that we went out there was when they had the hatch peppers were, being harvested, and, like, people like, almost every street corner, there's somebody, and they had, like, a big barrels with mesh on it, looks like the little bingo things that spin around, and they're full of peppers, and they had, like, flames underneath of them. You'd be driving down the road, and there'd be all these people with roasting peppers on the side of the road and all these smell of these hatch peppers everywhere you're driving around town. You could smell them everywhere. It was awesome. So about 18 hours of lighting. Yeah, yeah, that's what I do. And then you just work with that. If it looks like it needs a little more, just adjust it a little bit. That's where I usually start with everything. Let's see, I think we discussed that stuff way back, maybe a year ago or so. Smoked paprika sounds like a nice thing to have. Yeah, it's awesome. Keely got a little upset. I put a little bit too much smoked paprika and everything. I'm in Northern Ontario. Oh, cool. We just had someone at the beginning of our stream from Northern Ontario with very show growing season outdoors. Yeah, I'm very complete newbie and going to be my Yoda. Cool, awesome. Well, any help you need, just let us know. And like I said, I had my. You can take a screenshot. I'll put my um, email back up here. I want to visit our friends in Denver again. Yep. What are the must-haves for beginner to get started? Check out on my channel, Coco, and I think that I've got one that says for failed gardeners, and that shows like the basics of just getting a container, the nutrients that I use. Have a link like over to the nutrients, and basically, that's it. You get your plants. We like growing microgreens because you can put them in to your downspouts, start growing baby greens, and as you pick and come again on those, when you harvest those, if you have some more microgreens, we just keep the cycle going over and over. It's like this continuous harvest. It's awesome, awesome little system. Um, and basically, you can use. I have the downspout growers, and if you can use milk jugs, you can use anything in your kitchen that's like that holds liquid. and drill a hole in it. Uh, it's like the limits are just your imagination. I'm converting my office into a grow room. Awesome. That's cool. For failed gardeners. Got it. Yeah. Yeah. And that's just the title I had. So I know to let people know because some people do try traditional gardening, and that was me. I did it over and over. I was a failed gardener. I kept trying and trying and trying. And then I found hydroponics, and then I found off grid hydroponics, and I could set it up. And me and Keely, with Keely v there, we could take off on the road. We were the reason why I kept failing was because we were gone. We kept getting jobs here and there. So we'd be working 3 or 4 days over here. We'd come home for a day, and then we'd be over here for a week, and then we'd be over there for 2 weeks and it was real sporadic and I couldn't get anything going. And then when I found this off grid hydroponics where I could take the stuff and just set it. And if you guys go look at the stuff that's growing right now, my daily shorts, right? I got the you don't have to watch them all. I got like day 1, 2, 3. We're up to day 14. So go check. It's when I first planted out the pak choi and where they're at now. And hasn't used hardly any nutrients or anything. I haven't done anything to it. So if you go look at number 1 video and today's video, that grew on its own, no work. I set it out there, and all I've been doing is coming out there and filming. And what you see me filming and messing with, that's all I've done. So this is like just an awesome, carefree system. And if you want to scale up, then you've got time to do other things. Normal garden, traditional garden, you plant it out. And you can only go so far, right? Because you get it so big, and you still have to go back. Once you start it, you've got to keep watering, and you've got to till, and you've got to compost, and you got to go in and weed. And if you make it bigger and scale up, it just becomes a monster, right? This takes so little time, so little effort. We took the microgreens, which we plant the microgreens in the self-wicking containers. They grow on their own. We take them, put them into the downspouts or whatever container you have, and just leave it. And like I said, so those are gone 2 weeks. I usually let them go 3 to 4 weeks before I even do anything. So I'm not even checking the nutrients in them. I'm just lifting them up and looking just to show you guys so you can see the process and you know that, what I'm showing you is actually what's going on. It's easy to make a video and just go grow the plant, right? And then say, this is where we started and this is what we've got. Didn't take any work at all. But this way you can actually see us going along the process and that. So I'm having fun with it. Is it beneficial to power the hydroponics kind of like a aero garden with a pump that turns on and off? Yeah, if you can put a pump in and you can put an air stone, it's always better. If you check out, I've got one that says Gardener grows massive amounts of lettuce. That one's actually got an air stone in it, and it works just fine. I'm think I'm on year 6 of the mason jar indoor setup. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and it's once you guys get started, like I said, this is why I try to teach basics and get you guys hooked on it. And these things, you keep doing it over and over and over again, you're just gonna get hooked, and you're just gonna want to do it. You can, and then when you master that, if you want to grow a couple tomatoes, you do that. If you want to grow some peppers, you grow some peppers. But learn your leafy greens, get the hang of that, and then do like they did. What you say? You had like 6 or 7 varieties of peppers right now going. You can always scale up, um, but it's going to be fun. And once you start doing it, you can't stop. It's just like if all of a sudden you just stop, then you're like, oh, I need some kale or I need some bok choy, I need some lettuce or whatever, and you don't have any, and then you go up to the store and it's like $6.99 or something for a thing of organic lettuce or what have you, and then you go and eat it and it doesn't taste like the stuff you've been growing. You're going to go back and get some more seeds and you're going to get started again. But that's why we like this is it's portable, and I grow a lot of leafy greens because it grows fast. We can keep it going over and over and over again. If you grow tomatoes, uh, it's going to take a while to grow, right? Like up to 100 days, and things can go wrong. So you might grow a bunch of plants, and then also you might get hornworms, and then you might get blossom end rot, or the nutrients just might get off, or just any number of things that can go wrong. And with your leafy greens, within 30 days, you're harvesting them. Right now, we've got 2 weeks. They grew for about 10 days inside the microgreen grower. Now they're out in the garden. They've been out in the garden 2 weeks. We can already pick baby greens off of it. You don't want to pick too much, right? the plant still needs some. Like, yeah, I got to warn Keely sometimes because she'll get out there and get excited and start pulling leaves off already. But you can go and get some of the bigger leaves, and it still grows in the next couple of weeks. But then if something happens, and especially since you've had all these small containers, it's cool to like have a 10-foot one, right? Have a bunch of 10-foot ones, but something goes wrong with it, everything in there goes wrong, right? So I have like 2 foot, 24 inch up to 30 inches. I have a bunch of those. And if something goes wrong with one, I lose like 6 plants, and it usually doesn't happen to another one, or it might happen to a couple if there was something was wrong with the nutrients that went in or something, right? But if something does, you still got other greens going, and you know that you've got microgreens waiting. If something happens to it, clean it out, rinse it out, clean out your container, put new nutrients in, go get your microgreens, put them back in. You're back in business within a couple of weeks. You've got greens again. So you can keep that going on and on. And then if you need a potato, go to the store and get a potato. So that's just my thinking. I don't want to spend my time taking time to grow something that takes 3-4 months, and things go wrong when I can grow something over and over and over again and save me a whole lot more money in the long run. And um then just go up and buy a couple tomatoes if I need and a couple of potatoes. But after you guys get the hang of the greens, you'll be able to grow the other stuff in that. But like I said, I want to teach you guys, because if you get excited about it and you keep doing it over and over, like what we were saying, you get hooked, you get addicted, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, I know how to do this. Like with my eyes closed, I can just do this over and over. Now I'm going to go practice with this. Tyler, watch the videos. There's benefits adding aeration. Yep, cool. Yeah, if you can put any aeration in, then it's cool. Speaking of hornworms, I have a vid on my one cherry mater. It's probably 25 feet tall. 25 feet tall. Whoa. Amongst my other tomatoes, didn't see a single hornworm this year. Oh, cool. That's kind of funny too. We had one tomato plant out there that I just had in the bucket. Um, I think I only picked one off there this year too. There wasn't a whole bunch, but then I only had like 2 or 3 tomato plants up there. Phyllis, I'm growing beautiful bell pepper plants, awesome cherry tomatoes in the grow solution in my dining room window that gets a lot of sunshine in Las Vegas. Cool. So y'all like listen to Phyllis here too, some people, because a lot of people um ask about like out west, it gets like really hot, where you like over 100 degrees or whatever. But if you can learn to grow indoors, very few blooms had died and fell off after a few days. Let's see, do I need to pollinate them with something like cotton swab, or they pollinate themselves? Some people use an electric toothbrush. Me, I just go up and like kind of shake them and tap them, or I'll tap the blossoms with my finger and tap the other ones. It just depends on how I've heard like 100 different ways of people doing it. But yeah, if you're inside, you're gonna have to like pollinate them a little. And if anything, like I said, you can go up there and just vibrate the whole plant, so the pollen's like all flying around in that. But other people are more meticulous, and they'll like pull like little blossoms off and touch the other ones. Or like I said, if you use like a cotton swab or toothbrush, you can actually touch them and get them on there and touch the other ones. I can only find 2 or 3 2x3s. Yep, but I started using plastic shoe boxes. Awesome. Paint the outside with 3 layers of spray paint to prevent algae growth. Awesome. Pigeon prepper. Yeah. And everyone, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to it, but everybody, the 3x4, that's what I've been using, and that's what I built all the molds and everything out of. And I've had quite a few people ask me for end caps for the 2x3s, but I haven't made those yet, because to make the mold, to make the resin end caps, I've actually got to go get the 2x3 one. I've got to make an actual end cap first, and then take that and make a mold, and then make the molds off of that, to sell to people. So a lot of people ask for that. Maybe when things get a little cooler here and we're not working so much, maybe I'll have time to get to that. But yeah, there's a lot of people out west said that they can't get 3x4, which makes me sad, because 2x3s work. They're a little thinner. They fall over a lot easier, so make sure you, secure them in that. But I started with that. If you look back at, shoot, I don't know if I've even got, I might have a couple of pictures on there, but before I even started making YouTube videos, I was doing things on the cheap. I wasn't going out and buying like all the expensive stuff. So right now they're both kind of expensive, but the 2x3 was like a whole lot. I think it was around $9, whereas the other one was around 12 or 13. So I was buying the 2x3s to experiment with. So if you look at like some of my earlier videos, I've got a whole bunch of 2x3 downspouts everywhere that I've got all kinds of mustard greens and basil and all kinds of stuff growing in them. 6 holes per shoebox, and they're great. Awesome. Cool. And a shoebox you can get like at a dollar store in that too, right? It's impressive. Phyllis. Yeah, that is Phyllis. That's cool. Tyler, I've been collecting the half-gallon Almond Breeze lactose-free containers, hoping to get my garage set up this weekend. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, isn't that cool? Um, and the one I did was because MakerPipe sent me those connections where I could take the EMT conduit and build that ladder system. It's pretty cool because it goes right through the handles. But if you don't have that, you can just build a ladder system like I did. You probably want a little more than a 2x4, probably like 2x6 or 1x6s, for the shelves, and the milk jugs sit on there. Or if you have a table, like where I'm going to Pak Choi now, you can just fill that up with milk cartons, milk jugs, and just put your plants in there and grow. It's awesome. Making 2x3 end cap sounds like a business adventure for someone to try. Yeah, that's what I was actually going to do this, but we got talking. I'm going to go live a whole lot more often, guys. I'm not going to keep you guys too long. But so if you got more questions, you can come on. But I was going to go ahead and show you guys. There's other people. When I was trying to figure out how to make end caps and how to make these downspouts and how to do things, I was trying to make it, one is just accessible, and number two, I was trying to make it where it was kind of easy, where everyone could do it. And then I knew that once I did it and other people were doing it too, that even if I was selling it, that other people would start selling it. And some people are getting upset and going, well, you shouldn't do that, or you should trademark something, or do this and that. And the idea is we want everyone growing out there. And this isn't just about me and me trying to grow a business and just me trying to get money. This is, we're trying to feed the world, right? So we're putting information out there. I knew if I make it simple enough, the other people will start to emulate you. And if they could have asked, and I would have just helped them out. Some people asked for the end cap, the little code, the CNC code. There's a program to route that out. And they asked me for it, and I just give it to them, and they go and make some. And then I see stuff up on Amazon and Etsy and that. So if you guys need any, because I'm not selling too much of the physical products, because I'm doing this other thing, the other channel I have, Making Money Old School. It links down in the description. I'm helping people like set up channels like this, sell ebooks, sell online courses. Um, we're living in a fantastic time where we can go out and sell something that's not a physical product. Like everything that, every downspout, every end cap, every mold, everything that I made, I had to physically make it. Every order I had in, I had to make it. I had to pack it. I had to go up to the post office. There's this whole process, and the digital products, they're made, I'd spend time putting it together, but once it's made, it's made. And I've made it. I've sold a bunch of them, and now I'm just giving them to people. And they, so uh I've got like a bundle over on Etsy. If you go on over and sign up for that, you can get the ebook, you can get the online course, and you can sell it however many times you want. If you want to sell 100,000 copies, however best, if you might be a good marketer or whatever, go sell it. If you want to take my online course and you just want to take, now that I've got the outline, just go and do it in your own words and put your own online course. Thinkific, you can put your videos like this. You can put your online course on Thinkific if you guys have signed up for it for free. They got a free version. I'm paying for mine so I can manually enroll you guys when you buy it. I put you in. But if you're not going to manually enroll them, if you put on autopilot, it's free. It's awesome. There's so many opportunities. So I get it, like talking about all kinds of other stuff. But I just get excited because I can just help a whole lot more people. And like we said, if people learn how to grow food, I wake up every day. There's messages, thank you, you're helping my family, or we're saving money on this and that. If you save like 50 bucks on your food bill, that's 50 more dollars can go towards your internet or your electric or something. Some people, if I give you an ebook and you can sell 10, 20, 30, 50 copies a month or something, you can make your car payment. So anything we can do, growing food, you provide for yourself, you're more self-sufficient. I can help people make money. We're living in a fantastic time where we have opportunity like this. I just came in here and set my stuff up, click a couple buttons in, and I'm talking with you guys all over the world. You saw everybody saying hello, right? All over the East Coast, all over the West Coast, all over in the other side of the world, and Australia and Canada and everything, right? Barbados. Who else was in here? It's just all over the world. So we're living in like fantastic times where we can reach out. We can all like just help each other in that. So why there's no reason for everybody to just be selfish about everything. So if anybody needs help, I know a lot of you are over there already. We're having fun. I'm uploading my content. All of my old stuff that I had on here, the stuff that you've seen, is like a smidge of all the stuff that I've actually filmed. If you guys have ever made any videos like this, you know that you go out and you film things. You film this, you film that, you film that. And then when you go to put the videos together, you cut a little bit of this one out. This might be a 4-minute video. You might cut out 10 seconds. This might be a 12-minute video. You might use a minute. So there's a lot of footage that I haven't even used. I'm starting to slowly upload that. And I'm just going to do that day after day after day, is put my old footage up. And then the stuff that I've got growing out there right now, I've got footage where I've been out there filming, and like the little daily shorts, I've been doing vertical videos. I've actually been filming like this, the landscape too, that I'm just going to upload into that course that's on Thinkific. And all of you, if you're in the course, I think it's like $30 or whatever, the bundle that has the ebook, the online course, and then you get all the free content. When you go into Thinkific, you just hit the little download button. It's like up at the top of the video, and you can get that video and you can make your own videos. You can start a channel like mine and you don't even have to film anything. But I think it'd be cool if you are growing stuff like this, like a lot of you, I seen you in the comments and that over here. You guys are growing. All you got to do is get your camera, get your phone. Most people have like phones that shoot like 4K video now, slow motion, just all this fantastic stuff. You can go over and film the stuff with your phone, upload it to YouTube. Just Google how to do all of that. It's really easy nowadays. And you can take some of the stuff you're doing and take some of my footage and say, compare it, or say, put mine up and say, this is what we're going to try today. Or I saw Mike Van Duzy doing this, or I saw this guy. You don't even have to say my name. I saw this guy doing this. I'm going to give it a try. But when that gives you extra footage to work with, and your videos will look a lot better. I'm going to be uploading like little B-roll. Is what they call little clips. Like I put a little butterfly or my dog or a lizard or stuff, just stuff for you to pepper in, so you don't have to worry about filming all that. And you have different things to make your videos look interesting. I'm going to be putting up sound effects. I'm going to be putting up just little music that I make on here. I'm just some of the music that's been on my videos, people don't even notice. Everybody thinks you got to go get this fantastic song or something to get, a good video. I've just been putting my music on there, and I'm going to put that up so everybody can use that too. So anything we can do. I know I'm rambling and everything, but we're going to be talking a whole lot more about all of that. So if you guys are on that channel down there, Make Money Old School, we're going to be over there tomorrow. I'll run my mouth about that over here. I try to talk about hydroponics and everything. I'm so grateful for folks like you, so generous with knowledge. Hey, no problem. Like I said, that's what it's all about. We're all in it together, right? If we can help each other out. You guys have helped me just watching the channel. My channel members, you guys have helped me. Believe it or not, Keely, this is what Keely did for a living, and painting murals. If you look on our channel, we did that for 20 or 25 years. And when lockdown first started, we had clients. We did no advertising. We worked off of word of mouth for 20 years. Because if you do good work, somebody will just tell somebody else and tell somebody else, right? So we had this clientele lined up. And then all of a sudden lockdown comes and all of our business goes from here to zero, like in a week. Within a week, we got locked down in Florida. Every single customer called that was lined up. We usually have people booked out 2, 3, 4 weeks. And, as soon as the phone rang, I knew what they're calling about. We weren't allowed in their houses. We couldn't go out. So That was like a punch to the gut because that was, that's our living. So we had to make it off of YouTube, and I started selling. That's why I started selling the downspouts, the end caps, all these different things that we did over the last couple of years. And you guys helped us make it through that. We were working for ourselves. We didn't get unemployment, like the extra $600 a week, like everybody was getting. We didn't get that. So it was tough. And we had, if it wasn't for all of you who sign up for channel memberships, I know you bought products so that you could grow plants, but that helped us too. Just, we're really grateful that we can have made it like the past 2 years. And now we're doing this full time. So I thought, what better way, to keep things going than if I can make a living, like helping people too, instead of making a living painting somebody's bathroom. Or, we make like one person happy. Here we can do a video or have a live stream and we can help like thousands of people at one time. It's fantastic. And then if there's my channel and it's just me giving out information and helping people, I can only go so far in the world, right? But if I teach people how they can do it too, and they can take all that information, then all of a sudden this person's over here, instead of just like me doing this person's over here doing it, and this person's doing it, and then they touch somebody else. That's when it spreads like wildfire. And so if we can all like get over the selfish thing and the me, and it's mine and everything, and just share everything, and put it out there. There's abundance in the world. I think that there's enough for everybody. If we were all striving to be billionaires, would be one thing. There might be a little bit of scarcity, but if you just need a little money to get by, if, you want to make a couple extra $1,000 by the end of the year so your family can go on vacation, everything's totally possible. So it's just blowing my mind because we didn't have all these opportunities when we were young. So but we can help each other. That's why this is keep on growing. We're not just growing plants, becoming self-sufficient. This is all aspects of our life. We just uh, keep on growing. It's just you keep on, and we help each other, and just keep spreading love. So thank you guys. I'm going to run. Like I said, get running my mouth over an hour now, but I'll be jumping back on. So I'll put up little reminders, and I'm going to try and get back out here a lot more often once I get my stuff set up. I got Keely a little spot. So we went through a little rough time, and we're getting a whole lot more time. So I'll just pop on. You got questions, just say it for then. If not, either jump in the Facebook group, ask your question, email me at keepongrowing1gmail.com. I'll pop it on here real quick. You can take a screenshot before y'all leave. Email me there if you need anything. Links down in the description. And what else? That's about it. So if you guys need anything, just let me know, and I'll be on here a whole lot more often. All right, you guys keep on growing, lift, inspire, and be the change. We'll catch you next time.